What's up, everybody? Welcome back. It's another podcast, a little different. We're going to try and keep it a little short today. I know usually it's like an hour and 30 recently, but we're going to try to keep it to like 20, 30 minutes and preview the super regionals. So if you guys have been seeing a lot of my posts for the college baseball playoffs, I've been posting with an account called Around the Horn Season. These two run that account. So take a second to introduce yourselves and, just tell them about the account so you guys can get some exposure.
Yeah, around the horn season is just college baseball. We post final scores, we post highlights, we post plays of the week, we post pretty much anything you could think of around college baseball. And yeah, just me and my friend, we just were bored one day. We saw accounts like Dog Pile Season, we saw accounts that wanted us to, so we kind of wanted to do something of our own, and that's what we came up with around the horn season.
Yeah, we're just two kids in high school. We just got bored one day basically and started the account. And now we have, a little bit of clout working with some bigger names. So that's basically all we do.
So yeah, guys, I'll drop the descriptions and the links in the descriptions and everything. We'll get that. So be sure to follow them, check out their content. If you guys have been seeing my content, you've been seeing them as well. So without further ado, we did our regional predictions. Who did the best out of the three of us? Was it me?
It was, yeah, three of you, it was you.
I think it was you, then me.
It was you. I did the worst. Yeah, I was the worst.
Rob can't make it today, but Rob had half of them right.
Yeah, I know.
So, but do we give him a pass? He plays college baseball. It's a little
Yeah, I
different.
know.
We just gotta watch and predict. But I got six right, so not terrible. 6 out of 16. It's not great, but it is what it is. I think what you guys you were one behind me. You got
I was
five.
four.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys are right there.
I think I had five.
It's hard to predict.
I never counted mine.
It's hard to predict, honestly. It was good. We got some good surprises. We'll talk
No,
about.
I tied you with six.
Damn.
I did because he messed up my Vanderbilt.
Oh yeah, I did mess up the Georgia Tech one.
No, you messed. Yeah, you messed up.
Yeah, the Georgia Tech one.
And the Georgia Tech one. So
Yeah.
yeah, I actually got seven.
Damn.
So yeah, I did beat you.
Oh,
I did awful, but I think I'll be good this week.
We'll see.
I did beat you on that.
We'll see.
I think I'll be fine.
We'll see. But all right. We'll do like major storylines out of regionals because first of all, we got big one right up top of the bracket. You guys all see it. Evansville, 4 seed.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, made it out of, honestly, it was one of the better regions.
That was one of the harder regions, yes.
It was a pretty hard region to make it out.
No one expected that. That was a long shot.
ECU got their best pitcher back in Trey Savage. Like Wake Forest was Wake Forest. Wake Forest is Wake Forest. So even with the fall off they had, like they're still a feared team.
I really thought Wake Forest was going to pull that through.
I think we all had Wake Forest.
Yeah, I did too.
I think everybody had that.
Crazy. Everyone had
Burns with Hartle. It was just crazy. Burns still, didn't pitch great, but he wasn't terrible.
He threw a good enough game to get a win there.
Everyone saying, "Oh, he got tagged." Like he gave up like 4 runs, bro, in like 6 innings. Like let's be real here. In college baseball, that is not tagged. In college baseball, giving up 4 runs in 6 innings is really not tagged.
It's an ECU team that's good too. Yeah.
Yeah. ECU is a good team. Of course, they have a good offense. So for that to happen, it is what it is. Everyone has a bad day here and there. And then Evansville just, again, ECU makes it to that championship game. They play them, and Evansville wins at Game 7. Just ridiculous scenes. They beat them twice. Just no one expected. I think out of all the 4 seeds, I don't think anyone really expected Evansville to make it out. Talk about that. There were some 4 seeds that I would have definitely picked before Evansville, and that was crazy. But the first super regional matchup is Tennessee and Evansville. Let's make this pretty quick.
I think Tennessee is gonna.
We all have Tennessee in a sweep.
Easy, yeah. No game 3. No game 3 required.
No, yeah. I can't see a world where that series goes to 3. I think Tennessee smokes them by like 10 runs in each game. It's just gonna be. It's gonna good for Evansville. Congratulations on making the run, but like they're gonna get smoked. It's gonna be embarrassing.
Yeah, definitely going to be an embarrassing matchup, and I don't even think it's going to be close.
No, yeah, me either. Tennessee's offense, they're pitching like they're especially now. They played great that regional. They're on. So I can't see them. I can't see them losing.
I don't see Evansville competing.
Yeah, not at all. So next, We'll go here. We'll go UConn making it out of the Norman region, which I didn't have Oklahoma making it out, but I did not have UConn. I had Duke making it out of that region.
I had Duke too. Yep.
Yeah, I thought Duke was gonna pull through, and they just were asleep all
ACC
weekend.
champions. I
I don't
had
know
Duke.
if any of us had UConn making out of that.
I don't think anyone really did. I think it was either just Oklahoma or Duke
Yeah.
and UConn. I mean, it was close. It was definitely very close, and Oklahoma was right there with them. So give them their props. But UConn pulls it out. They make it back to a super regional, and then they will play Florida State, was the one seed in their region they hosted. Just Tallahassee's different, dude.
Yeah.
That stadium environment is probably the best in the ACC right now. If I had to say, it might be up there. It's up there with Clemson. It's up there with Wake for sure. Um, their pitching staff is good. Now the people are going to see the post tomorrow and say you're picking UConn, but also I got to pick an East Coast team for the East Coast bias because everyone knows my actual pick is Florida State. I think it goes 3 though.
Yeah, I have Florida State. I could see a world where there's a third game, but I could also see it just Florida State goes in there and wipes the floor with UConn.
It's hard for me to say that because I know UConn got some dogs. They'll fight. Just Jamie Arnold's good, and they're pitching. Cam Leiter.
Mhm.
It's tough to get by that one too. And if they're on, then just if Florida State's a different beast at that point. And so hopefully that goes to 3 because I think that could be a really entertaining series, and I don't want everything to just be a 2-game sweep.
Yeah.
It's one of my picks. I think that goes 3 for sure. So the next game we have Kansas State, who surprised a lot of people making it out of that regional. LA Tech couldn't do it. So
I
sad.
don't even think that was a surprise, really. I had Kansas State all
They
the
weren't
way.
even close in any of the games too.
Yeah, I mean, it was a kind of surprising beatdown. Arkansas losing to SEMO. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
that
rough.
was terrible.
That was horrible baseball out of
Yeah.
Arkansas. I knew Arkansas was gonna choke. I thought it was gonna be LA Tech, bro. I shed a tear when LA Tech got shit on.
They lost like 19 to 4 or something.
They,
It was
they
Yeah,
got
it was bad. That
they
game
got
wasn't even close.
it was
they
bad.
got close. I was so sad, bro. Anyways, they make it. Kansas State makes it out to play Virginia. Um, Virginia. That's the pick.
It's Kansas State all the way, baby.
I got
I'm
Virginia.
repping Brendan Jones.
I got Virginia.
I'm repping Brendan Jones. His high school right here. I think I think Kansas State is gonna get out of this super regional right here.
All right. I mean, I was crazy for picking LA Tech, so
I think it's going 3
that's
games.
crazy.
Nah.
I do think it's going 3 games.
And Virginia at home powers
Yeah,
them
I think
out.
Virginia's too good.
I don't. Yeah, I respect where you're coming from, but I definitely have a different opinion.
I mean, Virginia's the most underrated national 1 seed or regional 1 seed. I said it. I said it in the regional podcast. I said Virginia's the most slept on 1 seed, but I still thought Hail State was going to take it. Um, it is what it is.
Mm.
And then so next we got out of the Tucson region. I shed a tear. Arizona got
Yeah, Arizona 0
my
2.
boys got smoked.
That was
I'm
awful.
so sorry, Brendan. I know you're probably watching this. You guys got shit on. Like, I'm sorry, bro. I had so much hope for you guys against GCU. Like, God damn, bro. What else do you need to do?
GCU is pretty bad. That's a bad beat.
And then Dallas Baptist, bro. Like I was confident in you guys. I was so confident.
Yeah, I would have never picked West Virginia.
Nah, West Virginia. I said it too. West Virginia's dangerous. I told them West Virginia was a bigger threat than Dallas Baptist. And I mean, hey, they got to watch out for GCU, I guess. But
Mhm.
anyways, they go and play UNC, who barely made it out of their regional. Talk about thrillers with LSU in Game 7, extra innings, and somehow they pulled it out. I'm so happy because all the little kids that love LSU, that and DM me about it.
Just like the one in this Zoom right now. Just like the one in this Zoom.
I
We
mean,
choked, bro. We were up 3-2 in the last inning. We choked.
Yo, can't play defense.
We can't pitch. Just awful.
whoa, 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 whoa. Shout out my guys, Thatcher Hurd and Gage Jump. Hold up.
H jump. Cage jump came in there last day and closed it. Sold.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I was DMing him today saying it wasn't his fault, but like
No.
Jake Brown, it was your
Yeah,
fault.
Jake Brown did.
I was talking to him this morning and I was like, keep your head up, bro. You're only a freshman. Like it wasn't your fault. Like nah, it was your fault.
It was slick your fault. I can't lie.
It was your fault.
Oh my god.
You guys had it. You were this close. UNC makes it out, and they're gonna lose to West Virginia. They're tired. They're beat.
I love that pick.
West Virginia is gonna beat UNC. It's clear as day.
I do love that pick.
Do you not see the tournament Nate had? Wait, not Nate. Vance Honeycutt? I don't know why I said Nate.
Okay.
The tournament Vance had?
Hey, one player don't win the tournament.
He did against LSU.
They just went in,
He did that tournament.
They just got battle tested in their regional. West Virginia smoked everybody on their way to 3 easy wins, and they're riding.
Do you think West Virginia will beat LSU?
You do
Yeah,
gotta think.
JJ Weatherholt's about to turn up. Most underrated. He was injured for a quarter of the season. Everyone underrated him in West Virginia, bro. I'm telling y'all, when West Virginia wins, come back to this.
You do gotta think you do gotta think though. West Virginia played GCU.
And Dallas Baptist, I don't care. I don't care.
You gotta look at their regional. And then North Carolina had to play
GCU?
Ellis. Yeah.
Don't matter, bro.
And LSU played a tough Wofford team. Wofford's winning the Tuscan region. That region.
Wofford is winning that region.
Wofford's winning that.
Wofford does not win the Tusk. Oh my God, Wofford doesn't win that region.
You don't think?
I think Wofford goes
Don't
in there and
think.
smokes that region.
You think Wofford goes in there and beats DBU?
I think you sub Wofford for Dallas Baptist, and it's not even close.
That is the recency bias that is the biggest recency bias I've ever seen. Dallas Baptist was a top 15 team until the last 2 weeks of the season. They lost a couple games and they got dropped out of the rankings 1 week. Then they won a series and got put back in as a 2 seed. Dallas Baptist was in the position to host all year. People forget how good that Dallas Baptist team was all year. Ryan Johnson, yeah, whatever, he didn't have the best game. Ryan Johnson is going to be
He's going to be. Yep.
He's going to be a top maybe 75 draft pick this summer. He is elite. They have so many underrated names, and I'm sorry, they're a mid-major, so a lot of their guys will probably transfer, and they will lose a lot of their guys, unfortunately. But Dallas Baptist has put together solid teams. They are a very good 2 seed, and I thought, when I was saying Arizona, I was not saying Arizona confidently because I didn't think it was going to be West Virginia. I thought it was going to be Dallas Baptist. So for you to say Wofford replaces them and smokes that region,
I think Wofford takes it to Game 7 and wins.
I think Wofford goes in there and smokes.
I think it takes it to Game 7 and win. Do you see Wofford hit the ball? Have you seen them hit the ball?
Yeah, bro, but they played like Wofford, the competition they played all season.
They played LSU and almost won.
It's 1 game, and also LSU was good this year. LSU was sub 500.
LSU got hot.
Yo, okay.
They almost beat a hot LSU team.
I respect it, but like, you also have to admit that LSU got into the tournament off of a hot streak. Like, they were not that great.
And they were still hot.
And they were still hot, exactly.
Okay, but they beat Wofford. Wofford played them tight. Every game that LSU won, except for the Georgia game and the South Carolina game, was like a walk-off. LSU has not been that good of a team. And you guys, you're an LSU fan, so you just, like, have that bias. It's fine. I get it. But you guys can go home, sit your asses down, and wait for football to finish 3rd in the SEC again. Like,
wow.
I don't have the patience to deal with the LSU fans in my DMs that are like, we were so close. You guys were so close to losing to Wofford. There you go. You want my opinion? You have it. Next. What is it? The other side of the bracket? Is that next? Let's go.
Yeah, I
He's
think
the third in the SEC.
Kentucky.
Starting off with
Ken-
Oregon State and Kentucky.
Kentucky, Oregon State.
Oh, Oregon State 2-0.
Oh,
State 2-0.
wow. I have Kentucky going into game 3.
Kentucky's the 2 seed. They destroyed their region, and nobody's talking about them. Let's be real here. This is an easy
Look
pick.
at the region, though. An
I have
Indiana State
Kentucky-
team that.
Indiana State had over 40 wins. Whoa. Illinois.
Dude, look at they play.
Okay, you say the same thing about Wofford.
I think
Wofford's better than Indiana State.
Yeah, listen.
Nope.
Listen, I think Oregon State takes it into game 3, but Kentucky.
I think it can go 3 games. Travis Bazana can power them through. They have a good lineup. Like Oregon State's lineup is elite.
Yeah.
But they don't have the pitching to keep up with. They don't have the team to keep up with Kentucky. Kentucky got depth. They're so good. Next.
You see what Kentucky did in the SEC tournament?
Next regional.
Hey, and
Next regional.
They got run over by LSU. And if we're not that,
I said and.
Travis
It
is
doesn't.
good.
You act like they're going all out in the SEC tournament, though.
They want to
they
share
were
the SEC
guaranteed
regular
at
season.
least-
They're one of the
they
best
were-
teams in the country. They proved themselves in SEC play all year. So what? They lost to LSU. LSU was a team who needed to win every game to make it into the final tournament. Kentucky did not need to do anything.
They were going to be a top 3 seed no matter how they did in that tournament.
Exactly. So very different ways to play a game of baseball in that sense. I don't care. Kentucky should run through Oregon State, and it should be.
But I do see them going into a game 3.
I could see it going into a game 3. I could see it. Oregon State is solid, but they teetered off at the end of the year. Hopefully, they could get it back up. I would like to see a competitive series there.
I think next we got NC State and Georgia.
I mean, go Dogs. You know my pick.
I'm going NC State. NC State.
I'm going
NC State played in the ACC, and that was a decently tough. I mean, the ACC was tough all year. So I mean, you got to think.
That's fair.
I got NC State. They're definitely like teams from the ACC, like them and Wake Forest, kind of were like slept on all year. No one really talked about it.
I get it. I mean, that series is just going to be like who can hit more home runs, and nobody's been able to hit more home runs than Georgia.
Especially at Georgia.
At Foley, they just came back down 2 in the 8th inning, beat Georgia Tech. Well, like the way they did it, the way they made it here, they swept their regional. They've been hot other than the SEC tournament. I understand you're going to say, oh, they lost to LSU. Good for you. LSU, what a game when Georgia was a host seed already. They were a top half host seed. Like, it doesn't really make a difference. So, Georgia, and that's going to 3. I mean, it is.
No matter who wins, it's going to 3.
No matter who wins, it's a tight 3. And it's really just like, can anybody but Charlie Condon produce for Georgia? And if the answer is yes, then I see Georgia taking it.
Okay.
I mean, Trey Phelps, that's the guy. He's going to hit another one this weekend. He went yard in the 8th. He started their comeback against Georgia Tech. Slade Alford, one of the best hitters in the country.
I think Slade Alford, yeah, he's amazing. He's good.
Slade Alford's one of the best hitters in the country. In Georgia, if their pitching gets it together, which they did in the regional, their pitching was, it wasn't the best. It was still pretty good. It was for their standards. They played well. They did what they needed to do. That's all it needed. They got in. They got through 3 games. Wasn't too difficult for them. Obviously, they had a close one against Tech, but Tech plays them well every time. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, we move to what's the next one?
Florida and Clemson.
Clemson and okay. Sorry.
I have Clemson in 2.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna be different to pick Florida, but I don't like. I think I'm gonna be different and pick Florida just because y'all are gonna pick Clemson and be like, "Ooh, number 6 team."
At DKS.
That's a thing. I mean, Florida's been a good road team all year. They were better on the road than at home. They swept Georgia in Foley.
Have you seen DKS, especially
Florida did win 2 in a row at OSU too.
Yeah, I don't know. Florida's getting decently hot at the right time. They're playing well. Cags is a difference maker no matter who he's playing, where he's playing. It's
Just
just
like Kansas State, they shouldn't have been in the tournament.
they
Cam
shouldn't have.
Kenrell,
They shouldn't
Cam
have, and I'll stand
Kenrell,
on that. I'll stand on that. But it's going to be hard to beat Clemson. It's a tough task. But here's the thing: if their pitching is on, Liam Peterson, freshman, came in a big spot through 5 innings,
Mhm.
shutout. If he can do that again,
Liam Pete,
Brandon
bro.
Neely. If Brandon Neely can go in and shut out Clemson again for a couple innings, like I see going three, it can go either way. It's a very close series, no matter
I see it
what.
going 2. Clemson 1-2. No need for a third.
I don't know. It's just
Cam Kenrell is the best player in baseball,
What the heck?
and he will be for the next 2 years. It's simple.
He's not the best player on the team.
Oh
whoa,
God!
whoa, whoa, whoa. Now calm down. Yes, he is. Cam
I'm
Canarella.
taking Blake Wright over him.
Canarella is
No,
a dog.
No, Blake
Canarella,
Wright.
no.
Canarella, they're both dogs in their own right, but Canarella is the best player on that Clemson team. He's the heart and soul of that team. Now, that being said, best player in that series is the top 5 pick this
It's
summer.
Jack. Yep.
I,
And when
I
the
love
top 5 pick
the
in this,
bias
when the
here.
top 5 draft pick, who is on a heater right now, and he had, a heater for him is not just a
A
heater
little
for
bit
him.
of bias here. If Cam Kenrell stays for his senior year, he's going top 10.
I don't care. I don't. Doesn't matter. Anyways, doesn't matter. Anyways, if the SEC pitching in Florida holds it together and Cags' bat stays hot, Florida wins the series.
No, they
Florida
don't.
makes it to Omaha, a team that should not have even
If
been
Florida makes it to Omaha,
a
It
team that
doesn't
should
matter.
not have even been in the tournament will make it to Omaha.
They're
Florida,
nowhere close.
I have
They
Clemson.
can't compete with that Clemson team.
I have Clemson too. But that's you being biased, so.
That obviously, yeah, it's a little bit of bias, but I don't think that they can compete with the Clemson team.
So I mean, we'll see. I think Florida can pull it off.
Florida got some.
Florida's underrated, and their
Yeah.
freshman pitchers are stepping up. If their freshman pitchers can keep stepping up and they could come in for big spots, whether it's starting or out of the pen, that team is dangerous.
Mhm.
No one's gonna say Cax is gonna start at least one of those games, whether it's game 1, game 2, or if it gets to game 3. That
He's
game
going to start game 1 or game 2 because they know they have to win one of those.
depends. If they win game 1, they might save him for the third. If Florida goes out of the gate, wins game 1.
You lost me at the first part of the sentence. If they win game 1,
I don't know about that. We'll see on Friday. But I got Florida in the top 3.
get me to the last super regional, Oregon versus Texas A&M. I got Oregon in 3.
Respectable pick, but Texas A&M's not losing that series at home.
Yeah, Texas A&M's not losing.
I got Oregon.
Oregon can mash. Shout out to my boy Mason. Shout out to my boy RJ Gordon. Like, you guys can do your thing as much as y'all want. They're not losing in College Station. Ryan Prager's going to go out there and shove for 7. Jace Lavallette's going to go out there and hit a bomb in every single game.
Montgomery's going to hit a bomb every single game.
Montgomery is going to be the difference maker. He's going to drive in like 7, 8 runs in that 3-game set if it even gets to 3 games.
I don't think he's going to 3.
He might drive in 10 runs in 2 games. He might absolutely go off.
I've rode with Oregon the whole time. I'm gonna stick with them.
That's
I'm picking Oregon.
That's fair. So
And it might not be a logical pick. Obviously, Texas A&M way better team in this series. But I think
it's
I
playoff
think
college
Oregon's hot
baseball.
right now.
Anything can
I think
happen.
Oregon's hot right now, and that's a hard team to beat.
I get it. I think A&M coming off of wins against Texas, off Louisiana, like they've played better comp. They've won better games. They're at home. They have the atmosphere going for them. They have better pitching. They have better hitting. I just don't see a world where A&M loses to Oregon. It could happen. It could happen. Hey, if I'm wrong, I'll own it. But like, I like my boys at Oregon. Don't get me wrong. I got my guys there, but I can't see a world where Texas A&M loses that series. I just really can't. I think their pitching will go out and dominate Oregon. I think their bats will shut out. I mean, it's happened to them multiple times throughout the season, and A&M just hasn't. A&M has been the most consistent team in the country, in my opinion, besides Tennessee. It's just
A&M. I mean, that's a 47-win team.
Yeah, I don't think Oregon's beating that. Props to them. They're a 40-win team. I understand they had a great season, but the run ends here. I think it's just how it is. You could say the same about Florida. I mean, they're not even nearly as good as Oregon, and they're playing Clemson. Like I can say the same thing. I just got to ride with my one upset pick, my one big upset pick, and there it is. West Virginia is, I don't think is as crazy an upset as many people are going to say it is. It is what
All
it
right,
is.
so let's go back through the picks. So first
Tennessee,
series, we all had Tennessee.
Tennessee.
I had you had UConn in the
I,
second
I,
one.
I think Florida State wins, but like to show off my East Coast, like I gotta go. You know, I go to school in Connecticut. I know my guys in Connecticut.
Yeah,
Shout out Michael Quigley. Shout out Jude the Stewed. Um, y'all got it. If y'all can win it, I'd be super proud of y'all guys. Let's do it.
and then
Then
we got. I think me and Nate
What
got
are you on?
Florida State.
I have Florida State in 2.
Florida
Yeah,
State. Yeah, I could
yeah. We both. I think we both have Florida State in the sweep. I have Kansas State in 3 versus Virginia.
Virginia in 2.
Virginia in 2. Nate, what you
Virginia in
got?
2. It's
Wait, what
not
are we on?
Kansas State versus Virginia.
No, I have
Virginia.
Virginia. I have Virginia in 3.
Virginia in
Virginia
2.
in
I don't
3.
think it even gets to the third game. West
West
Virginia,
Virginia and North Carolina. I got
I'm
North Carolina in 3.
Mountaineers. Let's
I'm
go West
UNC in
Virginia.
2.
UNC
Go
in 3.
West Virginia in 3. That's a tough series. Next, we move to the other side of the bracket.
Oregon State
Kentucky.
and Kentucky.
I got Kentucky in a tough 3.
I had Kentucky in 2.
In a tough 3. You have Oregon State.
I have Oregon State in 2.
Oh,
Wow.
God, they take
Wow, that's sweet.
Yeah, not
Georgia, NC State.
I got Georgia in 3.
I got Georgia in 3. UGA.
Actually, no. What I said?
No, I have NC State in 3.
I have NC State in 3. That's what I meant to say.
All right, hate if you guys want.
I'm an ACC bias kind of, so you got to think about that.
I get it. It's not even SEC bias. Just Georgia playing at home. The ball flies there. They're gonna do their thing.
NC State in 3. I got now we got Florida and Clemson. Clemson in 2. It's not even close.
My guys, Florida, get it done in 3. Let's go Gators. And we move to the last pick is A&M in an easy.
I've got Oregon in a very close 3.
I have A&M in 2.
A&M makes this look easy.
I have Oregon in a very close
A&M,
3.
listen to me. A&M will make this look easy, and the talk heading into Omaha will be A&M is the team to beat.
I have A&M win.
No one's gonna look at Tennessee beating Evansville like that. So everyone's gonna look at A&M beating a tough team in Oregon.
No, everyone's gonna look at NC State beating Georgia in 3.
I mean, we'll see.
They could.
That's hard.
I think an NC State sweep is very possible.
I don't.
If their pitching staff goes in there and just dials it in.
Georgia's getting at least one game off of them.
Yeah, Georgia's going to.
Sorry, there's no shot that you shut Georgia's bats out for.
Yes, Slay and Charlie.
You can't.
You can though.
That line. No, like nobody's been able to do it.
LSU did it.
Nobody has shut that lineup down at all this season.
LSU did it.
LSU did it for one game, and then LSU did it for one game, and every other game that they played throughout the season, Georgia's bats were on fire. You cannot shut Georgia's bats out for 2 games in a row. It was seen all year. So Georgia's at least taking one. I think they get it in a close 3, but hey, it is what it is. We'll see if our picks are right after this weekend, and we'll have the graphics up tomorrow or tonight.
Tomorrow.
So when you guys see this podcast, it'll be the same day. The graphics will already be out.
Who else do we have on there?
Rob is on there.
We have Robin and that sports dude again.
You want me to read through the? I'm gonna read through the one guys. The random SECs.
All right.
He has Georgia, Texas A&M, North Carolina, Kansas State, Florida, Tennessee, Oregon State, and UConn.
Yeah, that dude's dumb.
Ooh.
I
don't like those picks. I don't know, but I think that we get.
Wait, how do you get North Carolina and UConn?
What do you mean?
They don't play.
Wait, no, I'm stupid. UConn's playing Florida State.
Yeah.
I hate that.
I don't know. I like UConn's playing some good baseball. It could go either way. I think it goes 3. I think a lot of these series end up going 3, and I think some of these teams are really going to surprise.
I'm not impressed by UConn.
I think
it's really going to surprise you guys. Some of these teams, they're going to go. These series are going to be good 3-game series. I think
that's what I'm hoping for. But in my mind, realistically, I've got Like,
I have a couple of sweeps, but hopefully we get some good baseball this weekend. And with that being said, we will see you guys next week. I don't know who's going to be on the podcast. We got different guests every week. And next week we will be talking about the 8 that are in Omaha. It is going to be a crazy weekend this weekend. And with that being said, we are done with this episode. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to go follow their accounts in the description. I'm gonna have both the LSU account, even though I really don't want to. The Around the Horn season account in the description of this video.
definitely,
So
definitely the
check it
Around
out.
the Horn season, not the LSU.
I'll put it in the bottom. Give it.
Well, it's hard to find.
Yeah, that's all we got for you guys.
I don't know why y'all hate LSU. I don't know what they did to you.
We just don't like the fans.
He said they're coming third in the SEC. He's crazy.
In football, that's realistic.
Sorry, I meant to say 4th. Texas, Alabama, Georgia.
The only team
Texas-
being us is better than us is Georgia.
Whoa. Texas, Bama, Georgia.
I don't think Bama.
Mizzou.
I don't think Bama. Oh,
Mizzou.
Mizzou.
We beat them last year.
Good for you. They also had 1 loss on the year, and they
We
finished
might-
higher than you guys.
We might
Who
have
they
to hop on
played?
the football podcast.
They're in the SEC.
They played the same SEC schools that you guys played.
No, the East is easy. They play Vanderbilt every year.
Yeah, fair. But okay, they still also play the other SEC.
I don't even have
They
Alabama.
play
being
South
that
Carolina
good.
every year.
I don't even have Alabama being that good this year.
I'm not arguing football, bro. I'm not doing football on a baseball podcast. We cannot be doing this right now. That's all we got for you guys. Super regionals this weekend. Be sure to tune into baseball. You guys got a good week of baseball all week. It's on ESPN Plus if you guys need to watch. That's all we got for you guys. So thank you for watching.